Hello, everybody, and welcome back for another week of the Teacup for One Summer Movie Marathon. My name is Matt, and I have 2 degrees. And just to let you know what's happening on the tech side, StreamYard, the folks who are helping us stream, for whatever reason, I was having trouble getting the live show to start. So if wonky tech things happen, that might happen. You've been warned. But until they happen, welcome. Tonight we're discussing a sad movie, but possibly the most summery of all the movies we've seen so far, maybe rivaled by Jaws. But tonight we are talking about Stephen King's, well, I mean, like he didn't make the movie, but Stand By Me, inspired by the Stephen King short story, The Body. So it's about a bunch of kids who go to find a body, and then they learn about death and life and everything in between. So before we bring in our guests for this evening, let's see who we have in the chat. Looks like we got our usual suspects, my cats, starting with Eliza, who has never seen the movie, but she's going to watch for a little bit, and then she has plans later. Eliza's a very busy kitty. We've also got Sabrina, the other cat. She did not watch it because she knows it's sad. Smart move, Sabrina. Smart move. All right. Well, let's bring in our first guest for this evening, star of Only Time Will Tell. It's Vince, everybody. Hi, Vince.
Yo, how's it going?
Going good. I'm trying to decide which view I like. Do we like this? No, we want to see their faces. There we go.
All right.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome, Vince. Vince, tell me, if you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? Cherry Pez?
I'm going to opt out of the Cherry Pez. That was an interesting writing decision for Vern. But
choices were made.
I don't know. Can I just say sandwiches?
Oh, interesting.
Because that's so versatile, you know? Then I have so many options. Open-faced sandwiches, closed-faced sandwiches, all the many faces of the sandwiches.
I mean, I have heard a theory that every food item is either a salad or a sandwich. So if you abide by that, 50% of the foods are yours for the taking.
That's the real question here. Salad or sandwich?
That's true. Oh, you mean like which would you choose? Which is better? Well, I mean, you went for sandwich.
That's the only question now. This really extends to every facet of life as far as I can see.
It's just like everything either is a ravioli or isn't. Yeah.
I suppose so.
Or maybe the ravioli theory is slightly different. I can't remember. I know that there is a ravioli theory. There's a ravioli theory,
yeah. Well, I'd love to hear about it sometime. But I'm here to talk about Stand By Me, and I want to comment on something you mentioned in your opening there.
What did I say? What did I mention?
This definitely feels like a summer movie, but unlike Jaws, this is a late summer movie.
Yes.
Jaws is definitely an early summer movie.
Yeah. Definitely. Well, it's the 4th of July. We get a date, as we do with this. This is Labor Day.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And next week's movie is also an end of summer movie. They don't specify Labor Day, but it is. Well, actually, no, it's a whole summer movie. They span the whole summer. I take it back. Yeah.
You planned this lineup pretty good because we've got Alpha and Omega of summer going. And then there's Grease. That's kind of like an all-year thing.
Grease is an all-the-time movie. Grease is forever. Grease is the word. It's the time. It's the place. It's the motion.
That was my big takeaway from last week's episode. Grease is probably the word.
It's the time, the place, the motion. It's the way we are feeling. Well, you know what I'm feeling? I'm feeling great because guess who we have returning to the show tonight, everybody? It's Lisa.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, my God.
Right?
Yes, you all have not seen me in so long.
I've missed you so much. It's been weeks.
It's been weeks. I know you and I have not seen each other for that long.
Yeah.
Have you actually not?
No. We saw each other last night. We went to see Borderlands.
Oh, how was it?
It was better than Deadpool, in my opinion.
No.
Just because Kate Blanchett was there, though?
No comment.
Okay.
But I'm so happy to be back. I missed you a lot.
We've missed you. How has your summer been, Lisa?
It's been okay. I mean, it's been busy. It's not the summer I was planning or hoping to have. So I'm looking forward to the last few weeks of the summer to be everything I've been wanting and dreaming for 2024 summer. We'll see if that happens.
It's not too late.
It's not too late.
Exactly. Oh, wow. It's already August 14th. Never mind. Well, no, still, it's not too late.
I still have 2 weeks left of August.
Still have 2 weeks left of all. I don't know why. In my head, I was like, August just started. It's what, like the 4th, the 5th, and then it's I looked at the computer.
Mid-August.
Yeah, mid-August. But this is when true summer begins.
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I have a distinct memory going back to summer movies and nostalgia, since this film, it's all about nostalgia. I distinctly remember as a kid when summer had more weight in some ways, because it was like, your time off, your 2 months off. I always loved July, but then there was just this lingering dread that had to do with August, because I knew that I was getting closer to September. So there was one summer, the summer that The Parent Trap came out, which we'll be discussing next week, where like the 2 summer movies I really wanted to see were Madeline and The Parent Trap. And I thought they came out the same weekend. However, it turned out Madeline came out in July and Parent Trap came out like mid to late August. And just at like my 11 or 12-year-old self just thought, oh, when Parent Trap comes out, it's almost time for school. So that's my sad story.
So sad. No,
Yes. Woo! The fans are happy to see you back. Sarah McLachlan review.
I think the last time I was on here, it was the day before I was going to see Sarah McLachlan.
How was it?
It was spectacular. Yoda for Mark.
Wow.
It was spectacular. I've already seen her. Like, I think this was my 4th time seeing her. But this tour specifically was for her, I think, 30th anniversary of Fumbling Towards Ecstasy album. And so like that was her first album, and it was like she made it when she was in her early 20s, and she has like your voice in your early 20s is completely different than it is when you're in your 40s. And there's this one song where she just like goes opera on you. Like she like opera. And in my head I was like, she's not going to do that song, or if she's going to do that song, she's going to like be remastering it. Like she's not going to be able to hit those notes. She did it, people. She did it. Sarah McLachlan is iconic. She is a legend. She still sounds the exact same as she did when she was a child. Like,
wow.
What a voice. What a voice.
Did she sing I Will Remember You?
Of course.
Good.
Yeah. And she sang that Angel song. What's that?
Yes. So
yeah.
My story with the Angel. So I'm like part-time doing a show in Niagara Falls right now that's essentially a concert of Canadian music, and one of the roles that I do just makes offhanded little sarcastic comments about a lot of the songs. And so when Angel happens, or after Angel happens, I say something to the effect of, oh, I didn't know that was a full song. I thought it was just a jaunty little jingle that was written to raise money for homeless puppies. I wrote that line.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
SNL should pay you for that.
They should.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
SNL should just hire me and pay me.
Yes, Lord Michaels. Hire Matt.
Hire me. Hire me.
Hire this man.
Running mate. Let's go. All right. We got off track. I was going to ask Lisa. Oh, yeah, Lisa, you can only eat one food for the rest of your life. Would it be cherry Pez?
Absolutely not. Disgusting. I do not like Pez.
But your girl Vern.
I know, but Girl Vern does not like cherry Pez. I think I would either go with tacos or hot dogs.
Ooh.
Which are like one and the same.
You're just saying that because they wouldn't serve you that hot dog last night. They ran out of hot dog buns, so they tried to give it to her on a hamburger bun, and she's like, no.
No, I was deeply disappointed. Yeah, Five Guys in Eglinton Town Center can go suck it. Also, all of Eglinton Town Center could go suck it because my car got broken into while we were at the movies. I had to replace my back seat passenger window. So screw you all in Eglinton Town Center.
That's horrible.
They didn't steal anything. They just like broke the window, which makes me more frustrated, honestly. Because if you're going to break in somewhere, take something.
Take something. My car also got broken into. They didn't steal, like they didn't break a window, thankfully, but somehow I guess I left a door unlocked and that's on me, but whatever. maybe it was for the best because they didn't break a window. But yeah, everything was rifled through, and I guess they were looking for money, which they didn't find. Because if I had money, like actual physical money, which I don't, who does really in this day and age? Why would I keep it in my car?
Exactly.
Yeah, you're supposed to keep it in a safe that you've drilled into the concrete.
Exactly. Vince gets it.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so yes, Five Guys in Eglinton Town Center. How dare you run out of your hot dog bread? And how dare you even offer putting the hot dog sausage into a hamburger bun? Like, that is awful. Give me a damn hamburger at that point. Exactly. And they charged me the extra they charged Vince an extra $3.38 for the upgrade to a hamburger. Just give it to me for free. You morons. Come on.
Yeah, all the free peanuts in the world can't make up for this.
Nope.
This is...
Yeah, it was awful. I will
never go to Five Guys.
Never going back.
Nope, never going back. I mean, I already kind of decided I was never going back because the one time I went, I was underwhelmed and thought this was too expensive for what it is. But now I have more reason.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. I understand. I'll go to another Five Guys. I just will never step foot back into Scarborough.
Okay. It's a sentence I've heard and said more than once.
Yeah.
So there we are. All right.
Yes.
Well, Stand By Me. Before we dive into what we thought of this movie, I want to do give everyone an opportunity to do their quick 30-second synopsis of this film. Let's see how you personally choose to describe this movie in half of a minute. Let me get the timer ready. Hold on. There we go. So yeah, if you had to describe this film to someone who had no idea what it was in half a minute, what would you say? We'll start with Vince. Go.
It's called Stand By Me, but they're walking the entire time. I don't think there's enough standing in this movie. It's the hero's journey. You go, you find a body, you point a gun at someone, and you lay down a one-liner and you go home. That's life. That's life in rural Oregon. That's life in the big city. Stand by me. Walk with me.
That was beautiful, Vince.
Thank you.
Thank you. Lisa, it's your turn.
Oh, no. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Okay, you got blonde Kiefer Sutherland. You have River Phoenix, alive. You have Will Wheaton when he was not problematic. You have Corey, not Hart. You have Corey Feldman, probably while he was getting abused in Hollywood. And you have what's his name?
Jerry O'Connell.
What?
Jerry O'Connell.
No. It's just me listening to the cast. Who was the brother?
John Cusack.
John Cusack. Oh, he was so cute. What happened to him?
Or like John Cute Sack.
Yeah.
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 What a good big brother. He had Paul Rudd energy.
A little bit. Little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, like I knew it was John pretty well right away, but at the same time, I thought like this is Paul Rudd. I know it's not, but it is.
Yeah, the energy, the vibe. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like supportive older brother vibe, Clueless era. So yeah.
What a star-studded cast, honestly.
Right?
Yeah.
I didn't even realize it was Kiefer Sutherland. Although I don't really know who that is. I know the name. I know the name. I couldn't tell you what else. Kiefer.
24.
Oh, that show.
Yeah, that was a big show when it was out. It's been lost to time. You really only see it in the like the DVD section at a pawn shop. But that's, I don't know, 24. I think they brought it back for a season, but they didn't bring Kiefer back.
That's a shame. What a waste.
Yeah, he's no Donald Sutherland, if you ask me.
He rests in peace.
Mm-hmm.
Sutherland. May he rest in peace. Just like that kid in this movie who didn't make it, whatever his name was.
Yeah, what was his name?
Or was it the whole movie was about him, and yet
I don't know, Brady Johnson or something.
Yeah. I feel like they just referred to him as the kid.
The body.
The body.
Hold on, Stand By Me.
He's the MacGuffin.
He is the MacGuffin. 100%. Okay, hold on. His friend, this is the body. I know for a fact they definitely said his name. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. His name doesn't matter.
It's okay.
Never to find. There we are. All right. Well, Here we go. Let's talk about Stand By Me. Now, was this anyone's first time watching it? Was it yours, Lisa? No?
Come on.
Vince, no?
No.
No? Okay, well, okay, it wasn't my first time watching it, but I think I have probably less of a connection to this movie than, at the very least, Vince. Maybe Lisa as well. This was only my second time watching it, and I remembered distinctly at the end of the movie why it was only my second time watching it, because it is so damn depressing. I emotionally couldn't handle it this time, and I remembered the last time I watched it, I made a little mental note. Never watch this movie again.
Here we are.
It will take at least like a day or two to undo, and that's where I am right now. The first time I saw this movie, I was cat sitting and apartment sitting for my mom here, and what had happened was, I had just like a free night after a rehearsal, and this was back before streaming was as big of a thing now. So I was like, it's going to be movie night. Me and Salem, who was the cat at the time, rest in peace. We love Salem. Salem and I, we're going to watch a movie. I'm going to go to the Walmart $5 bin and just see what pops out. And this was what won. So I got this in the Walmart $5 bin. Obviously, I knew it by reputation, but I'd never seen it. Popped it into the DVD player, watched it with Salem, ate pizza and cried.
Mm.
And this time it was pretty well the same, except Salem is dead and there was no pizza. So,
sounds more depressing.
Oh
right?
my God.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah. Lots to discuss. But Vince, can you regale us with the story of the first time you discovered this movie?
Oh my God. The first time I watched this, I think it was on DVD.
Good.
And I think my folks picked it up for me because, they'd seen it on TV before. So they're familiar with the television edit, which doesn't have any swearing. And there's a lot of, more adult content, not adult, but like more intense content that's been removed. But the DVD version was the theatrical release.
Hmm.
So I watched that when I might have been younger than the boys depicted in this film.
Oh, wow.
When I watched this, and it's possibly the reason why I swear so much in my common vernacular. I just kind of adopted all this cadence at too young of an age, people, but I enjoyed it, it really hits different when you're an adult, because when you're a kid, you don't focus on the sad stuff at the end. You're focusing on this adventure, that these four go on, and sure, they cry every now and then, but they get over it. And it's about camaraderie, and when you're a kid, chances are you fall asleep by the last 10 minutes anyway. So anyway, when you're an adult, you go back and you're like, oh, these kids shouldn't be out here. They should be supervised or something. And like, oh no, the ending is so sad. It reminds me of my own mortality. But that's a good movie, right? And, you can tell Stephen King was feeling away when he wrote this book. There's probably a lot of narcotics involved because that was that particular era of Stephen King.
Yep. Did you see the thing I shared to Facebook recently about Stephen King?
No, I'm still enthralled by the porpoise thing you shared.
The porpoise? What?
Oh,
right.
The belugas. The
belugas. The mermaids. I'm going to see if I can find it. Hold on. It was pretty recent. No, that's a carousel meme. Hold on.
Of course.
Here we go. Oh, wait. Hold on. Here's how Stephen King wrote so much in his early career. Discipline of writing, following his passion. That's the secret sauce to productivity. Stephen King says it was cocaine. Also alcohol, but mostly cocaine. This entire book I don't even remember writing.
Wow. To be alive.
To be alive.
King.
I bet he's talking about it there, too.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Possibly the most coked up of the Stephen King tales.
Yep, the
Langoliers is up there.
And what?
Langoliers is up there.
I don't even know what that is. What's Langoliers?
Oh, that's a wild one. They're on a plane and they go into an alternate dimension, but they're still on Earth, but there's no people there, and they're being attacked by these terrible late 90s CGI monsters.
So it's like Indiana Jones 5.
A little bit, but without the awesome Greek stuff at the end.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Lisa, when was the first time you saw this movie?
I was in grade 9. And I watched it because my best friend to this day, Jessica Goddard, told me that her favorite movie at the time, and probably still is, was Stand By Me. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll watch it for my best friend. She was obsessed with River Phoenix. And so I got the DVD from the Walmart bin.
Good.
And, and watched it. And I remember feeling like, meh, like about it. I didn't really like care too much. I thought River Phoenix was cute. I understood why Jessica was like so obsessed with him and still is to this day, even though he's dead. But like, I don't know. I feel like at the time in grade 9, I was like, oh, I've seen so many other better coming of age stories, even at that time as like a 13, 14-year-old. So yeah, that was my first impression. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think good transition. How do you feel it holds up now on your most recent viewing?
More so
so all the things?
More so all of it, to the point of like it's made me like detest the concept of boyhood. And I'm happy to go into it, and I'm sorry if it's offensive, but but actually not really. Vince and I watched it together, so he already understands. He's already heard all this commentary.
I'm excited to hear it now.
I think it's the ending that like did me in, where I was just like, oh, men who like don't have like these strong friendships anymore because like they grow up and like patriarchy has told them that they don't need to be emotional with like other men. It's like, do the work and like make friends and like stay friends with your friends, men. Like, as I talk to you two men. But like, I've been having a lot of conversations with like a lot of women about who are dating men at the moment, and their like one qualm is that a lot of the men that they've been going out with don't have community or friendships, and like it's a very stark contrast. And I speak to you two men who I know have strong friendships and like foster those types of relationships, but there's a lot of men out there who are very lonely and don't have friendships, and it's not solely a thing that they're completely at fault at by themselves, but like it is an epidemic, and like I think a big cause of like male mental health and its decline. But yeah, I think like it romanticizes like childhood friendships, and with the ending being what it is and saying like, oh, they all like split apart, which is like a natural thing in like everyone's life. I think it just like romanticized that like, yeah, childhood is like the be end all of like the golden years. And I just don't buy that. And I think, yeah, I just like, also, I think they should to have explored death in this wild, traumatizing way. They all should have just gotten hamsters and like waited a year and seen that hamster die and dealt with that death that way. Not go and find a boy their age dead by a river. Like that was obscene. I could never.
And I was contemplating that. I was thinking, what would I do in that situation? And then my first instinct was like, I wouldn't go. I would just say no. But I feel like I would. I think at that age I could have been peer pressured into it, and also I think I would have had enough morbid curiosity that I wouldn't even take peer pressure. I would just want the permission almost by knowing other people were going with me to see it.
Maybe. I mean, like I like the idea of like going on an adventure with my friends and like being in the outdoors and like roughing it and like having this story to come back with, but like the objective of finding the dead body, no, you count me out. Like I am not going with you. If I have to encounter death at any point in my life, I would choose not to. So yeah, I I mean, I think I enjoyed it more this time because I had like the perspective of like an adult looking back on my own childhood. So I think like I was like seeing it through like, you know, reminiscent nostalgic glasses, if you will. But I think it made me feel strongly about like how I'm glad I didn't have to go through boyhood. I don't know. Yeah.
Fair.
That's my take in 2024.
Yeah. I think my reading of it, which was almost the inverse, which is interesting, was that I was pleasantly surprised at how I felt emotionally sensitive the characters were, like that these guys were able to just like fully cry and hug each other and be like, this is my issue, and then they were able to give pretty emotionally mature support, I felt, especially considering how old the characters were. And even just to say something like, your dad doesn't know you, but I know you, and just that level of understanding and friendship, which I definitely wouldn't have expected to see as readily available from these characters at the beginning of the film. But I really loved that it showed that, and like that it was reciprocated. Like both River Phoenix and Will Wheaton's characters had their own like little breakdown moments, and they were just kind of equally there for each other, which I thought was really, really nice. And then with the ending,
like those moments of which was brilliantly acted by River Phoenix. Like, what a talent. He can cry like nobody's business. On the other hand, Will Wheaton, what was that cry job? That was pathetic. That was pathetic, Will Wheaton. Come on. Anyway.
He did his best.
No, he didn't. Do not sympathize for Will Wheaton. Oh my God. Anyway, no, but I will say, like, I think what's so devastating is that like these boys are like showing such like emotional maturity towards each other that like knowing that their friendships like splinter off and like they don't have that anymore in their lives.
Right.
Just knowing that between the time of what's his name is writing the book to his childhood, like there was none of that.
Yeah.
Or possibly like just like the lack of it. That's devastating. Like that's
it is. It's so upset. Well, I think the saddest thing, and I mean, this isn't a hot take at all. I think it's quite clearly the point of the movie. It's just so sad that he drifts apart from River Phoenix's character versus like the other two. It definitely feels like the other two characters are the types of people that were friends for that moment in their lives that they would drift apart from in school. But you definitely get like, I wanted to believe that those two would maintain a relationship. And it's implied that they did. He says it's been 10 years since I saw him, which means they were still like actively in touch into their like 20s, maybe even their 30s. But I guess also considering that this is pre-internet and everything, where being in touch with your friends took significantly more effort, like phone calls, etc. So I feel like I didn't get the sense that, for example, they stopped being friends, but more so just it was a situation of we're now in different places in our lives, like physically, metaphorically, and there's just less time. It's just like this really depressing reminder that death can come at any moment. And it does.
Yeah, look, you know, it seems implied to me that they're geographically divided more than like emotionally divided. You know, one of them's a high-powered lawyer, the other's like a writer. You know, they're busy, they got lives. At least one of them had a family. I don't know if River Phoenix had a family. I don't think that was mentioned, but you know, they're
a family. Like Vern has said that he had like 4 kids.
Oh yeah, he had a bunch of kids.
Writer also had a kid.
Yeah. So look, I don't care so much that Vern and Teddy drifted apart. You know, that's you kind of see the cracks in the armor. You know, over the course of the film. You know, you realize that Will Wheaton and River Phoenix, they're diehard. They're like till the end, or I guess.
Yeah.
Except for that 10-year period before the end for Chambers. But look.
That's rough. Not speaking to your like best friend for 10 years.
Life gets in the way. You keep thinking you're going to make that phone call, that long distance phone call across the United States of America. You know?
Does he say that they didn't talk for 10 years or that he didn't see him like in person? I can't remember.
You know what? I think he said see him. They probably talked on the phone at some
I
point.
would hope so.
Yeah. It's just such a beautiful friendship. I don't want to believe that it died as quickly as he did, like when he was stabbed in the neck in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but Vince, I didn't get to ask you, how do you feel the film holds up? Or specifically on your most recent rewatch.
This film holds up great. I think kids should be watching this. You know, it's a slice of life. You know, it shows you the perspectives of these kids that grew up in the 50s, I want to say. Yeah. They're boomers growing up in the wake of World War II, regaled by war stories from uncles or their dads or, you know, whoever still wants to talk about what the horrors that took place during that awful World War. But these boys, they're like, they want, you know, I don't know, you get this impression, at least in Teddy for sure, but like, you see, they want to go out there. They want to go on adventures. And in the case of Teddy, he wants to die in battle. You know, that was a common thing for kids in those days. You know, and a lot of them were disillusioned and got shipped off to Vietnam. And there's a bunch of movies about that too. You can kind of see these kids growing up into the kids that are in Platoon or Rambo or something. You know, you can imagine Vern growing up, getting trim, and becoming Stallone in First Blood.
I can't see that for Vern.
I see it.
No.
So sure. I don't think it's beyond reason that the best friendships this guy's had, or at least the friendships he remembers most fondly, took place during his childhood. You know, it's also the delicious dressing of nostalgia as well kind of paints his impression of that as well. You know, he's mourning. You can forgive that line. He's just informed about the death of his best friend.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think I don't think it's aged poorly at all.
No, I will say that, like, for a movie made in the 80s, 80s,
86.
Yeah, like I think the foundation of the story holds up well. I will say the writing, it's so extremely homophobic and fatphobic. Like all the things that like they say to each other, the older kids say to the younger group. Like, I don't know how kids speak to each other these days, but I'm like, that's not, I'd rather not. I don't know. Was it like that with you guys when you were growing up as boys?
I didn't really have friends.
I think it largely depended on the crowd. There were some groups that were, pretty homophobic in their casual vernacular, and other groups were more sensitive towards, cultural and social issues.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it was as prevalent as depicted in the 1950s, but it's also a rural neighborhood. I think you're more likely to see this in a rural town as opposed to maybe Brooklyn or the city. I don't know.
Yeah. I also think like it is a good like snapshot of how kids, or specifically boys, were in that specific time period for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, specifically with Corey Feldman. Yeah, he like his character. I was like, oh yeah, like I can see, men like my dad's age and older, like I identifying with him, and like those types of just actions, traits, feelings about their own dad, feelings about themselves. I think like that's like a really good snapshot of boyhood in the 60s for sure.
Yep. And I almost feel like all four of the characters feel very familiar, I think, even though I literally just said I didn't have that many friends growing up. At the same time, I could sort of identify parallels between all of them and like people that I knew, people that I went to school with. I do think that there's universality to the characters sort of within the context of when it takes place, or rather transcending the context of when it takes place. Yeah.
I will say a thought just popped up because I love relating other characters to each other from like other franchises. And I was like, who would be from Stand By Me in the Sex and the City universe? Like, who would, like, I feel like Will Wheaton's character would totally be Carrie.
Oh yeah, because the writer.
Yeah. And then like River Phoenix, I feel like would be Miranda.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the lawyer. Duh.
You're right.
Duh.
Duh.
And then I think Vern would be Miranda, like the posh. She gets married to a
But Miranda didn't
you just said Miranda?
Charlotte. Sorry, Charlotte.
Charlotte. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
I think Vern would be big, just in name.
No. Vern would be Samantha, like a late bloomer Samantha. Like would get all the chicks, would become a fuck boy.
Vern the fuck boy.
Yes, I see.
Made it 36 minutes.
He has 4 children. He clearly is like he's got the game.
He's Catholic.
Yeah, Catholic in a small town.
Oh?
I was about to say something really mean. I was gonna be like, the kids are his hobby as an adult.
Oh my god, I still love that relation. Anyway, sorry to derail the conversation.
Oh no, no derailing. Oh look, we've got Ben's here. Woo!
Hey, Ben.
Oh, Benny.
Ben, tell us why you love it. Also, Ben is from Maine, which is like the Stephen King home state. So,
Really?
yes, I think I could be wrong. Ben, let me know if I'm wrong. But yeah, although I don't think this doesn't take place in Maine.
No, this is Oregon.
Oregon.
So weird.
I think the book is set in Maine.
Okay, good.
And I think it's the same. The town is still named Castle Rock.
Good.
Oh, cool.
So maybe they found a different Castle Rock in Oregon and just set it there.
Or maybe they just like made up a Castle Rock.
Made up a Castle Rock, Oregon. That's possible. Because
Oh.
I bet they shot it in Oregon. I bet that's their reason.
Probably why.
Maybe, yeah.
Who knows? Also, my mom is chiming in. Apparently, my uncles, their friends, did what happens in this movie.
Interesting.
So it was a thing. I guess that was a hobby. Dead body hiking.
Okay.
Wow.
Hold on. I need to your mother just reminded me of something.
Okay.
So I am such a sleuth on TikTok, and I love scary videos, like jump scares.
Yeah. And
there's this it was a long ago, like in 2021, where people were downloading this app, Randonautica. And it was this app where they would give you coordinates to walk to and have an adventure and just be there.
That's terrifying.
And so many people would find dead bodies, or it was an old crime scene. And there's this one famous account on TikTok that these 2 girls, they set you're supposed to set an intention of what your adventure is going to be like, just in your mind.
Yeah.
And then ask for the coordinates and then walk to it. And then they found on the shore of the beach that they were at a suitcase with 2 bodies in it.
How do you?
That's a big suitcase.
It was a big suitcase. And they were chopped up. The bodies.
Oh, okay, that's better.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's better. Yeah. Anyway,
well, I'd rather be chopped up than having to fold. That'd be.
I get. I mean, but they're dead, so you can
I
totally do whatever.
know. I believe in efficient packing when I'm packing a suit.
Even if they're.
Yeah. Was this one of the victims of the Tetris killer?
I don't know what? The Tetris killer is.
The Tetris killer. He chopped all his victims into blocks and then made he fit them into different compartments, like Tetris.
Oh no!
Bricks.
That's so terrifying. Oh my god!
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna cover it on my channel.
Oh my!
I'm
That's
excited.
a video.
Yeah.
So excited.
Was it an American killer?
The Tetris killer. No, he was Russian.
Really?
Was this in Russia?
Tetris is a Russian game, as we all know.
No way!
It was created by the Russian military.
I believe that. Well, the Tetris theme, I believe, is from a Russian opera.
Ah.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, I do think that there is this natural human desire to like go out and like have an adventure. I mean, I'm obviously very not about going out and finding death and dead bodies, but it seems people are like into it, especially if this app is sending people on that type of adventure. But like, yeah, it's a thing. People are finding dead bodies.
You know, look at the popular podcast format where, you know, it's just true crime. You know, isn't that how dissimilar is a true crime podcast from going out into the world and looking for a dead body?
I think it's the difference between being an active participant versus a spectator.
Well, see, sorry, go for it.
I think there's also something to be said that they knew where it was. It's not like they went out looking for the nearest dead body just lying around.
And they just stumbled on it. Yeah. And also this boy that was dead was like, it seems like it was a train accident. Like he was hit by a train. Yeah. And it wasn't like a nefarious crime scene, right? So yeah, there's a difference for sure.
Yeah. So what do we think the movie is saying about death? That was one thing that stood out to me, is just how prevalent death is through this whole film, which obviously that's a theme because they're looking for a dead body. But I think one thing I forgot about was the fact that Wil Wheaton's brother was dead. And like, that was such a thing that was weighing on him. And I don't know, that element stood out to me a lot more on this rewatch. So yeah, how do we feel the movie approaches death? Like,
I feel like it says that it's going to come and get you no matter what. No, I mean, I think it's like a very like realistic kind of thing. It's not trying to romanticize death, and it's not trying to like placate death in like a childish way. Like I think the way that the boys end up like calling in the body anonymously says a lot to like how they are impacted by this death. And then also like how everybody in their lives, like each one of them has been affected by death in such a way that I'm like, yeah, it's like a thing that we actually like. I joked at the beginning, like it's going to come and get us. But the one thing that's for certain in life is taxes and death. So yeah, might as well, like there needs to be like an acceptance that like that is going to be the end.
Yeah, it definitely stood out to me that Wheaton's character felt like he had a more advanced or mature understanding of the gravity of it. Like even early on saying, oh, I feel like maybe this shouldn't be fun because we're going to go see a dead body. And then there's just a weight to that. But then I think it's Vern who has a response is like, oh yeah, you're right. It might be gross. And there's just such a difference, I think, in understanding about what death means to both of them. Like, coming at it from such, and I think all of them really, minus whatever Wheaton's character name is. Yeah, I think all of them minus him have such a naive understanding of death, which that's sort of the coming of age element that really stood out to me, was that it was really, yeah, the four of them growing up in the capacity of understanding mortality in a different way.
Yeah. I do think like specifically with, I mean, now I feel like I'm in an English class and now analyzing these characters, but I mean, I guess Wil Wheaton's character is the only one that has had a dead brother, and he's experiencing that like that outcome of like what his mother's going through and like what his dad's going through, and he's just like in the middle of it and is dealing with his own grief. But then with like River Phoenix's character, his like experience with death is like kind of like the death and like loss of like of his family. Like even though they're like neglectful and abusive, and like that's a death of itself. And then with not Vern, what's his name? Feldman.
Teddy.
Yeah. Teddy. Teddy's dad going to war and like facing that, and like how like PTSD has affected him, and how other people view that like he's like mentally ill and like make fun of him. Like that is like a death of integrity and like confidence. And then with Vern, I guess it is like that immaturity because like he hasn't been exposed to it and he just like doesn't know. And it's this kind of like facade of death, which I think is such a real experience for kids who've never experienced death or
Vern definitely plays as the one who's most inexperienced and almost like I want to say sheltered, but I don't think he's like intentionally sheltered, at least in the way some other Stephen King characters are that are similar. Like I don't think his parents like keep a watchful eye on him, but I feel like I'm trying to think, do they ever indicate whether his family is as messed up as the other guys? Because
I think a lot of the time it was like that his family was protective.
Right.
Like he was a sheltered kid. But like there's like a softness to Vern that is different than Will Wheaton's softness.
Yeah.
I think it's more of like a naivete softness. But yeah, like I don't know. And I think like the younger groups contrast of death in comparison to the older kids, like the teenagers, the awful gang who's doing shoddy tattoos.
Oh god. I'm gonna mess up the snake.
Oh my god. It's like the snake's already messed up. Oh my god. Like their view of death, because they see death as like this like kind of like fame and fortune, kind of similar to Teddy's idea, idolizing death, but like in this really toxic, messed up way that is not, that's like lacking compassion and is very selfish.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think like this is a great novel for, or even just like it's like the movie, like to analyze as a storyteller, because it like the theme of death is shown in so many intricate ways.
Right.
And hey, that's what makes a good coming of age novel.
I love that. Well, that's one of the things I had in my notes was let's talk about coming of age films. But actually, before we get there, Ben had some interesting points I wanted to dive into. So yes, Ben is from Maine. I knew that. I don't know why I doubted myself, but yes.
You're a good friend, Matt.
Thank you. I try. Ben saw the movie. Ben, you saw this when you were 8. You read this when you were 9. Oh my gosh. I was still reading the Wishbone novelizations at that age. So good for you. Love the specificity of the characters and the friendships and how it was a movie about kids around your age that didn't pander at all. Agreed. You loved how emotionally grounded it was and the soundtrack. And then I like this point that Ben made because I was thinking the same thing. It feels like It without the evil clown. And I think one of the things I really love about Stand By Me is it takes all of the strongest elements from the Stephen King works that I personally really love, and it just doesn't have some type of supernatural exterior antagonist. Where I think even some of the lesser known, lesser good Stephen King stuff that I've read, like Joyland, that's the last Stephen King book that I read. It's very nostalgic. It's about a kid who's working at his like local low budget amusement park, and then one of the rides might have a ghost in it or something. And like that is more or less the selling point, but it is more so about like a friendship or like a group of friends that they forge a friendship during like one of their big summer jobs before they go to college. And it is also a coming of age story. And then it also deals with death. Actually, he seems to recycle a lot of the same elements.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. I mean, I actually haven't read any Stephen King novels.
Oh, I love Stephen King.
I know. And there's a part of me that like wants to like actually like do a full marathon of just reading them. But the movies based on Stephen King novels that I've enjoyed the most are the ones without the supernatural magic, evil elements. And is like Shawshank Redemption. Get at me. I love Shawshank Redemption.
I don't think I knew that was Stephen King. Maybe I did.
I think I'm right.
You are.
Yeah, I think I am. Yeah.
I keep forgetting Stephen King though.
Yeah. He does. I think that he does capture like those relationships really well. Again, they're just the movies I've seen. I need to read the books. So
fair, but yeah, and I also this just felt so quintessentially Stephen King, not just because it was kind of built on the foundation of friendships among kids, because that seems to be a theme he really likes. He seems to really tap into what type of relationships and bonds do we have when we're younger, and then how do they carry over when we get older. But just for how the tension was built, like the scenes with the train specifically, I know, like it just had such strong Stephen King vibes to my mind. There was like a simplicity that was also terrifying, and yeah. Yeah. Let's see. And also, I was going to mention that I read Cell. I didn't think anyone would know or remember, but Ben did. I
Aw.
read Cell when we were at York. Yeah, Cell is, looking back, it's a very dated concept. It's about how the entire world turns into zombies because of the frequencies being transmitted through their cell phones. And then it's kind of like The Walking Dead, but with cell phone zombies. That's Cell.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I just recently purchased / Vince purchased for me Under the Dome Part 1.
Oh.
It's when like the town is like under this like weird dome and they can't leave and nobody can enter. But it's Part 1. It's like that long, and like it's already like a 600-page novel.
There was a show. There was a TV series that was.
I
also
think so. Yeah.
I remember I saw the first episode, and there was one image that's distinct in my mind. It's when the dome falls on the town, and then the way you discover that suddenly there's a dome is you see a cow, and then all of a sudden there's like boom, and then the cow just falls into 2 pieces.
Awful! Oh my god! I hope they use it for beef.
Well, they'd only have access to half of it, so at least one side was used for beef.
Was it the ass side or the?
Oh no, it's like straight down the middle of the cow.
Oh,
okay,
that's
great.
not that bad.
Yeah. So you
That's
got everything. You got one of everything
Mhm.
on either side. Yeah. Shawshank was evidently the same short story collection as Stand By Me. The collection is called Different Seasons.
It's true.
Cool.
Yeah, I think the Shawshank Redemption was originally titled Rita Hayworth and the Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
Because of the Rita Hayworth poster that covers the hole in the wall.
Yeah. So the poster changes, doesn't it, over time? Like from Rita's somebody else based on whoever's popular. Wasn't that part of the movie?
Maybe that was a change for the movie.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Okay, I need to rewatch that movie. That movie I saw once, but did not make the mental note to myself, never watch this again. But I think I made the mental note to myself, watch this again, because it was good.
Wait, why did you make a mental note not to watch it?
No, I mean, compared to Stand By Me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Stand By Me just made me so sad and anxious. But let's talk about coming of age films. So, Lisa, you said something towards the beginning I thought was interesting, that you feel there are better coming of age films, or that this wasn't, or I feel like you didn't say it's not a good coming of age film, but I am curious.
It's like a classic coming of age film. Yeah.
What makes a good coming of age film? And I open this up to all of us today.
I've been reading a lot of coming of age novels or like short stories. And the ones that I'm really drawn to are like when a young person like comes into themselves, like when they arrive at like their identity, their understanding of something. So like one of my favorite ones, which I have right here because I just recently read it, Tuck Everlasting by Natalie Babbitt. This film does not do a good job of depicting the coming of age of the girl in here, but like her understanding of life and death is like the whole spine of the story. And I do think there is a quality of maybe not death in all of coming of age, but like the impermanence of life and impermanence of like relationships. I think like that's something that a lot of like, I mean, when I was growing up, that's a big reckoning, right? Like you have to, it's a big slap in the face because you think if you are privileged enough, you live life as a kid being like, everything's going to be like this forever until you realize it's not. And I think reading and like watching those stories is so interesting from different perspectives and like different cultures. So yeah, I think like, yeah, a person coming into their identity and also like realizing like the impermanence of life is the two things you need to like reckon with in your coming of age novels to make it good.
I love that. I'm trying right now. I'm hard pressed to think of like a coming of age movie or novel that I really like. And it seems to me like I like a lot of them. I just don't know what they are.
Do you like the Goonies?
I've never seen the Goonies.
Oh, we gotta do a Goonies review.
I feel like we've talked about doing a Goonies review for a long time.
One day the time will come.
Yeah.
Pirate movie marathon.
What else? Like there's
like what else is coming of age?
Sandlot is, I would say, is a coming.
Oh,
Sandlot's
Sandlot's so good.
I love Sandlot. There's also like the girl version of Stand By Me with Christina Ricci.
Oh,
Like,
Now and Then?
Yeah, Now and Then. Huge coming of age one. I really loved that one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
Except they don't come to age. I guess it's an anti coming of age.
Yeah.
I've like read so many. There's this Irish book called Sunburn.
Saltburn.
Sunburn, not Saltburn.
Saltburn's a coming of age.
Although, yeah, and also Sunburn is very gay, so that too. But that story is like all about her coming into her queer identity and like losing her like friendships and relationships as she like grows up because she's following the path that like her parents have like told her to follow, and then realizing like, oh, maybe she can have some kind of like semblance of permanence and of happiness if she like reconciles who she is as a queer woman. It's a very beautiful book. It's like it's a very summertime book. So if anybody wants a good sapphic summertime romance, it's Sunburn by Chloe Howrath, I think. That's her name. Yeah. Yeah.
Sunburn. Vince, what do you want to see in a coming of age piece of media?
Look, I think Lisa took the words right out of my mouth. My esteemed colleague here brings up an excellent point when she's talking about the understanding of one's mortality is often paired with the best of the coming of age stories. You know, you see that in the Goonies, you see that in the Sandlot to some degree, but you know, in other stuff too. You know, like you said, Matt, you know, a lot of it's escaping me right now, but there's so much coming of age stuff. Hook is kind of coming of age.
A little.
It's half a coming of age. It's a long coming of age thing. I agreed there.
That movie with Christopher Plummer and Ewan McGregor, where Christopher Plummer Beginners, yeah, and like it's Christopher Plummer's coming of age story at like 80, where he comes out as gay.
Coming out of age.
Yeah, like that is that. Even though the character is elderly, like that is a full coming of age story.
Oh, Challengers is a recent coming of age.
What's Challengers?
It's the tennis film with Zendaya and the two guys.
Nobody's dying.
Nobody dies, but you have a guy living in a car. He's dealing with some of life's harshest realities.
I do think that's a stretch, but
well, hey, you got to stretch to get those serves sometimes.
Hey, yeah, totally.
Sure, I brought it around.
Would you say like the Bell Jar is a coming of age book?
It's the Bell Jar.
I'm unfamiliar.
You guys do.
I don't know the Bell Jar.
I'm speaking to boys. Oh, yeah. It's Sylvia Plath. It's like her first book, and she wrote it about like her. I think it was a long time ago when I read it, but like it's her coming to terms with being a young woman in the city in like the 1950s, I think, and she like suffers from depression, and there's like, yeah, I would say. What about Catcher in the Rye?
Oh, that's definitely a coming of age. But hang on,
high school, so I had no interest.
The thing you just brought up, that's a coming to terms, not a coming of age.
No,
this is stark difference there.
She's dealing with her own mortality because she's like considering like ending her life. Because she's like, is this all life is? Like me being some man's cute little side piece? Do I not have autonomy?
Okay.
Fair. Very fair.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking to coming of age-esque things that resonate with me. And I think there is this, at least for the ones that I find the most interesting, they do kind of all fall into the same camp as Stand By Me, as something that I'll watch once and then decide I can't do this ever again. And Fox and the Hound comes to mind as like a very prevalent one. Yeah, and I think it's the recurring theme of like, here's a really good friendship and here's how it's going to unravel and be destroyed. Or
Yeah.
like that's Fox and the Hound at the very least. But also Wicked is something that's coming to mind, which is not exactly that, but it is kind of that, because like they have a really sad goodbye scene, at least in the musical. I think in the book as well. I think so much of it has to do with establishing certain relationships that make sense at one point in your life, and then some kind of perspective shift happens that then affects and either strengthens or weakens that relationship, or changes it at the very least. I think changing relationships is such a strong thing. Another one that comes to mind is Alfonso Cuarón's Y Tu Mamá También. I think that's how you say it. Yeah.
Never heard of that.
We had to watch. It's so good. We had to watch it in film school, or well, I did for like a course that I took that wasn't a main film course, but yeah, we had to watch the TVO like Saturday night movies and write essays about them. And this was the only one that was good. And Alfonso Cuarón, we all know him. Yeah, no, yes.
No, I have never heard of him before.
He did Roma. I think that was the name of the movie. It was a big Oscar contender recently, or not recently, a few years ago. He directed the third Harry Potter movie. He did Children of Men. He did A Little Princess. What else?
Children of Men. Was that with that guy?
Yeah.
that guy.
Okay.
Yeah,
that guy.
Oh, Gravity. Gravity. He did Gravity.
Oh, that guy. Okay.
Yeah, the Gravity guy. So yeah, Y Tu Mamá También. It's one of his very first movies, and it's about a road trip that these two guys take before, like the summer. Oh, it's also a summer movie. The summer before they go to college. Weirdly enough, hold on, I have it on DVD within an arm's reach because I found it.
Oh my gosh!
At a discount bin in Toronto recently. There we go. So here we go. I'll read you.
Wait. Oh my God. Hold on. Is this the one where they have a threesome?
Yeah. There's a threesome.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh my God. My mother can never watch this. I was such.
Hi, Margaret.
She's not watching.
Why not?
I used to like stay up late and watch like the Showcase channel or like HBO, whatever that was. And like when we were kids, they would like have like scandalous movies. Like
this movie's not scandalous.
Isn't there like full frontal male nudity?
That might have been edited out when I had to watch it on TVO.
I think, like, on the Showcase, there was everything, and like I was just like shooketh that like 3 people could do that. You know?
Hey. You know, it's a common saying in cinema: you gotta show, don't tell.
Exactly.
Yeah. No. Hey, that was a coming of age for me.
Fair enough. In so many ways, but yeah. So that does happen. But I distinctly remember the last scene. The last scene is, it's I think like 6 months after their wild adventure where a threesome does happen, and they like meet for coffee or something, and then they say like, okay, well, I'll see you around. And the narrator voice comes in and is like, this is the last time they will see each other for the rest of their lives.
Devastating.
I know.
Can you hold it up again? I want to see it.
That's how this movie ends?
Yes.
Oh, that's so sad.
Mama También.
I believe it translates roughly to like "and your mother too," because it's also sort of Stand By Me-ish. Like they insult each other a lot, and that's like a core foundation part of their friendship.
Vince, you want to watch it?
Let's give it a watch. It's important to stay in touch with your unicorns, right? I find.
2 teens ruled by raging hormones and a mission to consume exotic substances. But one summer, the boys learned more about life than they bargained for when they set off on a wild cross-country road trip with seductive 28-year-old Louisa.
Yes.
Both boys taste forbidden fruit as Louisa schools them in the finer points of passion. But will their mutual desire for her destroy their friendship forever? This sounds,
oh my God. This
sounds
Challengers.
Spicier.
Challengers without the tennis.
Without the tennis, yes.
The tennis.
100%. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Matt, thank you for
welcome.
bringing this back into my life.
Actually,
I was
the movie.
With this movie.
That's the movie that got Alfonso Cuarón the Harry Potter directing job.
This was the movie?
Yeah, because the producers saw it and they said, we think you have an understanding of the coming of age stories of like what people at this age are like, and that was when they were moving into like kind of teenagehood in the Harry Potter franchise, and like he delivered.
Yeah.
He delivered. He like finally he took it from being really superficial and like fun but not great movies to tapping into the relationships and making the acting actually good in that franchise.
He took the job, but he made it clear all of the kids need to be wearing jeans for some reason. The whole movie, they're wearing jeans instead of their wizard robes.
Yeah, because it makes them more relatable and more realistic and not just like, here we are at this magical school. No, they're teenagers who are at a magical school.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, see, Ben gets it. Warner Brothers saw it and they were like, direct the boy wizard.
He's very good at directing wands.
I was going to make that joke, but I was scared it was inappropriate.
Well, hey, look, I already said fuck boys on here earlier. Like, we're here. We're here.
This is exactly where the Stand By Me show should be. Martha brings up The Breakfast Club, another great
classic. Oh, 16 Candles.
I haven't seen it. Isn't there a character that's a duck?
No, his name is Long Duck Dong.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay. Ducky.
No, that's a different movie. That's Pretty in Pink.
That's pretty. Oh, those are different movies?
I believe so, yeah.
16 Candles is with Molly Ringwald, and Pretty in Pink is also with Molly Ringwald.
Yeah.
That's his. You know what else is?
Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club with Molly Ringwald.
I love
But Weird Science, that's a coming of age movie where they learn about mortality through the creation of life instead of the destruction of it. That's how Weird Science stands alone.
The movie where the teenage boys make a woman and then fall in love with her.
Yeah, it's Prometheus, and it has not aged well.
Pygmalion?
Pygmalion.
That's what I meant.
Okay. So many.
No, it's the Michael Fassbender alien movie. That's what I meant to say.
There is a point to be made with Prometheus. Prometheus stole fire. So, you could,
Heathers?
Steal fire. He shared fire.
Well, but he had to steal the fire to share it.
Oh, what about the ultimate coming of age story is Spring Awakening?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've never like seen it fully.
I did see it, and I was also at like the right age when it came out, especially as a musical theater person. It just felt way too angsty for me, and I love good teen angst, but it was just like all of these German kids have so many issues. Like, just get over it. Come on.
Wow. Wow.
Can't you just feel nothing like everyone else?
Exactly.
Yeah, seriously.
Or like, just maybe some of you should be listening to your parents. And that's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, I mean, not Leah Michelle's character, because like her problems are because of her parents, but the rest of them, like, maybe listen to your parents.
Isn't she the one who took a dump in someone's wig?
No, she threatened to.
She threatened, and she also allegedly cannot read. She's illiterate.
Jesus, is she friends with Amber Heard?
Oh my god, that's actually funny. They might be very good friends.
They studied at the same school of Payback.
Is Amber Heard dating Jason Momoa?
No, what?
No.
They're in Aquaman together.
But I think I heard a rumor that they were dating.
Isn't he with someone else?
Wasn't he with? No.
Didn't he just get divorced? Maybe I made that up.
I don't know.
No.
Anyway.
Oh yeah. So Stand By Me. Stand By Me.
Yes.
The body.
You know, there's a great Jason Momoa movie where it's called Bullet to the Head. It's a Stallone movie, and Jason Momoa fights Stallone at the end, and they have firemen's axes. It's not coming of age, but it's a good scene.
Okay.
Okay.
Stand By Me.
Ooh, The Florida Project is a great coming of age. It's with Willem Dafoe. Oh my God, Martha, that's such a good. Yes, Jessica also recommended that to me, and I was blown away by it.
Also, The Fabelmans, another good coming of age.
Oh yeah.
Dawson's Creek is a great coming of age show.
Oh,
and One Tree Hill.
Boy Meets Girl.
Gilmore Girls.
Gilmore Girls. Yeah.
Harry Potter. Kind of.
Yeah, a little bit.
What about I don't know.
We can list them all.
Yeah. There's too many. There's too many to count.
What's a good coming of age?
Degrassi.
Yeah, I would say so. What's a good coming of age concoction for you, Matt?
Yeah, I think it is. It's about show us a friendship and then destroy it. That's the secret sauce. That's the secret sauce.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I guess to unpack that slightly more, not even show us a good friendship and destroy it, but maybe show us like a collection of characters that are in the same place in life, and then allow us to see how they diverge for various reasons that have to do with just like life happening to them, and like what are the similarities, what are the differences, where's the common ground, and does that cause a rift or does it strengthen the relationship? Who knows? But I think it is about transition. I think for me, I want to see people in a transitional phase in their life that causes them to come of age. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I do agree, Martha. The Florida Project is so amazing.
Well done, but depressing.
It's very depressing. Like it's based on like true stories.
I believe that. One day I'll see it.
It's all about like how Florida is just like the poverty in Florida has always been the way that it has been, but then like them deciding to build these amusement parks where like so many tourists would come in.
Yeah.
And it just exacerbating the poverty. Oh my God. But then like Willem Dafoe, that's one of Willem Dafoe's best movies he's ever done. And like it's up there with Green Goblin.
That's what I was gonna say. What about Green Goblin?
It's up there with Green Goblin. Yeah.
Matt, have you ever watched The Wire?
Basically, no.
The Wire is
I've seen a few episodes, but basically no.
When The Wire starts, it's just a cop show. You know, you got cops and robbers. But in season 4, I believe they introduce a generation of kids in a local school being exposed to the crack element in Baltimore, right?
Okay.
And then from then on, season 4 or 5 of the show turn into a coming of age story through.
You have to wait for 4 seasons to get a good coming of age story.
Well, everyone's come of age up till that point, and then you focus on the kids.
Okay.
Matt, I highly recommend The Wire to anyone who hasn't seen this.
You've recommended it to me quite a bunch.
Oh, it's stellar.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think The Wire has been like said to be one of the best TV series of all time by many people. Like people
it set the stage for this modern age of television.
Something about how it shows both sides, like the cops and the robbers.
Yep.
Humanizes both of them.
It was Game of Thrones before Game of Thrones.
Does that mean I have to watch a guy get his head crushed by a giant?
Not by a giant, no. Maybe a Cadillac.
Oh my God, your mom is saying she bought you the box set.
It's true. That's why I've seen some of it.
Well, you should get on it. Dust off the old DVD player and watch The Wire, man.
I'm doing under dust it off right there. I love DVDs.
Idris Elba, his first exposure to a Western audience. Dominic West from Chicago.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what I would associate him with, but good job, Vince.
Hell yeah.
Either that or the Midsummer movie that not many people have seen.
Like Midsummer with
Midsummer Night's Dream. He's Lysander.
Oh yeah.
The all-star Midsummer, the one with Michelle Pfeiffer, Clarissa Flockhart, Stanley Tucci, Rupert Everett, Christian Bale is in there as well. It's an all-star Midsummer. It didn't make the cut for Shakespeare Month this year, but who knows? Maybe one day.
Maybe
yeah, Shakespeare movie Shakespeare themes round 2. There we go.
Hang on. Who's Dominic West play?
Lysander.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and Christian Bale's Demetrius.
Yeah, I knew that. Okay.
That's great. It's so good. Oh yeah, so Stand By Me. Do we have anything else to say about this movie? Dead body, death ruminants, coming of age. Did they do anything else that's worth talking about?
I got something to say.
Oh yeah, go.
I'm a little dissatisfied with the ending, and I have been since I was a kid. Because you got Will Wheaton. In that moment, he's in control. He's got a gun pointed at Kiefer Sutherland, right?
Yeah.
And that resolves the problem for now. like 5 minutes after this movie ends, what's to stop Kiefer from coming back with like a bigger gun or a gang full of guys that have guns? You know, I just feel like that's unresolved. I want to know how he solved the Kiefer problem. Because there is a Kiefer problem.
Oh my God, you sound like the Canadian government.
What?
Sorry, no, that's a bad joke. Never mind.
Not politically aware enough to understand it, but it sounded funny.
For folks who are aware, they will get the joke. I'm not going to say it online. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Vince. Yeah, they don't deal with Kiefer's character.
Yeah,
well.
They should have killed him right then and there.
I would.
Yeah.
No.
He was awful.
But he's not awful enough to merit murder.
Give Will Wheaton something to do. That's a character arc right there.
In an imaginary, fictitious world where I am standing there with my friends and I want to protect the integrity of this dead boy, I'd kill.
You'd make another dead boy?
Yeah. With that awful haircut and that awful hair job? Like, come on. Come on. Or maybe not kill. Maybe like do like a leg shot.
I was thinking
a leg shot.
Yeah. To make him like be afraid.
Yeah. Yeah. But I would have lost so much respect and been so disappointed in Will Wheaton's character if he did that. He's supposed to be like the moral compass. He's supposed to like rise above it.
He's supposed to be Carrie Bradshaw.
Exactly. Carrie Bradshaw wouldn't would she? I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, Carrie Bradshaw totally would.
No, like
never seen
Miranda would.
Idiot.
She'd kill Kiefer in a second.
Oh my God.
I mean, I guess, yeah, logically, I don't know why Kiefer wouldn't have come back for them after the fact. I think there's just comfort in knowing that he has to survive long enough to be an adult writing and narrating the story.
Right.
So, yeah.
Maybe he did, but
maybe it's like a long vengeance plan on Kiefer's character, where
maybe
he like
Kiefer's character is the one who got
he's the
one in the restaurant.
Maybe he's the one who kills River Phoenix.
Yeah.
The story's not over.
It's the same knife. It's the same knife.
Same knife?
Oh my
God. That's the lore.
It's canon now.
It's canon.
It's head canon. That character was so reminiscent to me of the villain in It. It was almost just like a full out copy paste, and he was just as terrifying because there's something. Maybe this is universal, or maybe it's just me. There's something so scary about a kid with a knife in a ravine.
Yeah, because like you don't know. Yeah, there's like the uncertainty of what they're going to do. Like, are they going to be logical with it? Probably not.
Yeah. And at least the similar character in It, like he's established to be so unhinged that like he will do stuff with the knife. Is not just an empty threat. Like, so kid with knife, not a fan.
Yeah.
Fan. So I'm not mad at Stephen King for recycling, but
I'm okay with it. You know, like you can't really reinvent the wheel when you've written how many books he's done?
Well, also, it's not recycling if you're too stoned to remember the first time you used it.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's very true.
All right, who's ready for the game?
Let's go.
Bring it on.
So, for tonight's game, I'll have to come up with a new bonus question because we've already outed the answer to my 2 bonus questions.
Oh my God, what?
I know. Everyone's just too knowledgeable and too enthusiastic. The bonus questions were going to be, well, my first one was going to be what actor played Will Wheaton's brother, but like we all know, it's John. Then the other one was going to be what's the name of the short story that this is, but it's the body. So I'll come up with a new bonus question.
If Lisa wrote it, it would be called The Bodies because Kiefer would be there at the end.
Yes. 100%.
So for tonight's game, we are going all in on the Stephen King film adaptations. So how it is going to work is I am going to give an alternate title for a film that is based on a Stephen King work. The first person to shout out the proper name of the film will get the point. Now, these are kind of like that game we played previously, which was In Other Words, where I have synonyms essentially for the title. Yeah. So like if it were the West Wing. If that was the answer, I might say like
The Eastern
Hallway.
Arm.
Exactly. The East Arm. Yes. So it might be a reverse situation, or it might just be like a synonym situation. If you think long and hard enough, hopefully one of you will get it. And feel free to play along in the comments as well. And again, this is one of those shout it out. The first person to shout it out will get the point. No writing yet, unless I come up with something for the bonus round. Here we go. Again, these are all Stephen King inspired movies, and they are, for the most part, pretty popular. And even if they're not, you can probably figure it out. So the first one, we are looking for Pyro Initiator.
Firestarter.
Yes, Firestarter. I'm giving that to Lisa. Very good. Very good, Lisa. Golf claps. Next, Carolyn.
Carrie.
Yes.
Oh, come on.
Wasn't that hard? It was almost too easy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Classified door hole. Classified door hole. Sorry, not door hole. That should be wall hole. Classified wall hole.
The Hidden Window.
Classified door hole.
Wall hole. I meant
a wall hole.
Yeah, classified wall hole. Vince, do you want to lock in your answer?
No.
Okay.
Classified
wall hole.
Verified window.
You want to lock that in?
No.
Okay.
Classified secret.
He didn't write The Secret Garden.
No, he didn't.
I know that.
How's garden wall hole?
Well, you gotta get through the wall somehow to get to the garden.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, look. Is this one of the Dark Tower books? No. I got nothing. I give up. The Hidden Window. That's what I'm saying. I'm locking it.
Hey, Hidden Window. That's your final answer?
The secret door.
Is that your answer?
Yeah.
You know what's really funny is that both of you are half right.
Oh no!
We're looking for secret window. Secret Window.
Oh my god!
Johnny Depp movie based on Secret Window, Secret Garden, which was the name of the short story. But they got rid of Secret Garden in the title because they were like, we don't want people to think this is the Secret Garden.
The Secret Garden.
That's funny. Holy shit. Okay.
Next, the Chartreuse 1.6 kilometer.
Purple Mile.
No.
Green Mile.
Yes, Vince. Green
Oh,
Mile.
damn it. Oh, man. Oh, I'm so angry about that.
Yeah, Chartreuse is apparently green. I just found that out recently as well.
Why did I think purple? I
don't know.
Oh my god. Okay.
Sadness.
Grief. Misery.
Yes. Misery. There we go.
Well done.
Thank you.
The Unalived Area.
The Dead Zone.
The Dead Zone. That's Vince. That's we got.
Oh, come on.
I love The Dead Zone. I think that's my favorite Stephen King.
I've read that book and I've seen the movie. The movie was not enjoyable.
The movie's interesting because it's early Cronenberg. But have you ever seen the TV series with Anthony Michael Hall?
No, I stayed away from the TV series because of how much the movie disappointed me.
Yeah, the TV series starts strong and then the ending's terrible.
That's disappointing.
Yeah.
No Christopher Walken, probably.
No walking.
It's disappointing. Next, The Glistening.
The Shining.
Ooh, that's a tie. That's a tie. All right. That Jogging Guy.
The
Running Man.
Yes, that was Lisa. That was Lisa. There we go. All right. Next, The Watery Vapor.
The Mist.
Yes. Good job, Vince.
Nice. Good one.
All right. And final from the regular round.
Is that the one with Ben Affleck?
Maybe. I don't know.
I think
Maybe. I don't know. And finally, Information Technology.
Data.
Information technology. Oh.
Information technology.
You ever watch 11/22/63? That's a good
Yes,
one.
I enjoyed that.
I enjoyed that too.
You're not supposed to be here.
Information technology.
Yeah.
Information
Technology.
Information. Data. Knowledge. Brain. Oh. This is hard.
You can do it. Vince, do you care to wager a guess?
Data. It's got to be data something. Technology.
Does it? Does it though?
Information.
News. Tech. News tech. I'm locking it in with news tech.
News tech?
Let's get this going.
I'm gonna do data.
Daddy.
Hello. Data computer.
Data can be all right. You're both wrong. We were looking for it.
Oh my god, that was a terrible, awful. Oh my god, IT. Oh my god. I'm so angry right now.
It was either that or it was going to be. Let me hold on.
That. Them.
That which is.
I found like its exact classification grammatically, and like it is technically a pronoun, but there were other words. It was like singular something pronoun, and I thought about just doing that as well. But I thought information technology was funnier.
It's definitely funnier.
Exactly. It. All right. These are your points. Hold on. Lisa has 4.
Only. Come on.
And Vince has 5. How many points do we want to wager for the bonus question, which I've come up with?
I'm going to bet it all.
Bet it all? Okay.
I'll bet it all as well.
Bet it all? Okay. I do request that you write this one down, or that you lock in an answer and you are honest that you're not riding the coattails of the other person's answer.
How would you know?
Yeah, it's true. All right. Who is the actor that plays Adult Gordon in this film?
Oh my god. Vince kept saying his name.
I kept saying the wrong guy's name.
You were. Now I don't know which one.
I kept saying it was Dennis Quaid, I think.
Yes, you did. And I was like, babe, that's not Dennis Quaid.
I'm ready.
And
hold on.
For an additional round of your points, like rather than if you get it right, rather than doubling, if you want to triple your points, tell me one other movie that this person has been in that we've watched on this marathon, or rather on this series.
Oh. I have not been around, but I know this.
All right. Let's start with Lisa.
Richard Dreyfuss, Jaws.
Okay, Vince.
It is Dreyfuss and Jaws.
Vince, you win.
The
Good
king,
job.
You also
the
would have
king
won.
has returned.
There we go.
Congratulations.
It's been a while.
Is this your first win in a while?
It's been a while, I think.
Yeah, but you won by a smidge.
Yeah,
You won by a smidge.
You fought tooth and nail.
You know what? I want a replay on some of the answers we tied on that Yuma gave to him.
You've been watching too much Olympics. I'm glad it's over. We don't do
I want a photo finish. I want the photos.
It could have been the leg. Maybe it's the leg's fault. Who knows?
So funny.
You should take it up with your internet provider, Lisa.
Yeah, tech savvy. I'll call up tech savvy.
All right. Well, there we go, everyone. That was Stand By Me. We love Stephen King. We love summer. Join us next week is next week the end of this marathon? It might be. It probably is. Join us next week for The Parent Trap. What a 180 to go from Stand By Me to The Parent Trap. It's like, what's it like for young boys coming of age versus what's it like for young girls who were separated at birth by their toxic parents? We'll find out together. And Dennis Quaid is in that one, so it's perfect.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I was getting my wires crossed.
You were.
Well,
the wires.
The Wire.
All right. Well, it's that time, friends. Tell everyone who you are, where they can find you, and let us know your closing thoughts on this film. Let's start with Vince.
How's it going, guys? My name's Vince. Only time will tell. I don't know. The movie rocks. I think it holds up. I think it deserves to be viewed by future generations, especially at a young age. We didn't talk about the leeches. That leech scene really messed me up when I was a kid.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was always afraid of leeches. And you know what? Growing up in Toronto, you don't see too many leeches, but when you leave the town, there's like nests of leeches in every body of water you'll find.
Yep.
If it's small enough. So, I don't know. Stay away from leeches, kids. You haven't seen too much of my work on being uploaded lately. I'm working on a different project. So, only time will tell when this hiatus will end. But I'm working on the next great Canadian film. So, stay tuned.
Brilliant. Thank you, Vince.
Hi, everyone. Final thoughts on Stand By Me. I just identify with Vern. Like, we didn't go around and ask each of us which one we identify.
Hold on, you're right. Let's bring Vince back.
Come on back. Let's come on back.
Quick, which kid are you, Vince?
As a kid, I feel like I was more of a Vern, which I think that's why Lisa and I get along so well. We're just a couple of Verns who found each other.
Yeah.
I mean, I also feel like I'm a Vern, but I also identify with Gordon or Gordy.
Yeah.
As well.
I would identify with him more if he wasn't played by Will Wheaton. If you threw in Jonathan Brandis, I think it would have played better.
Wasn't Elijah Wood supposed to play him?
I believe I heard somewhere Elijah Wood was considered for the role, but I'm not sure.
I would have liked that better.
Yeah.
Jonathan Brandis was in It, apparently. Okay.
Yeah. Jonathan Brandis, he was born for these kind of roles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fun.
Anyway, Vern all the way.
Oh yeah, back to Lisa. There we go.
Thank you. I think it's a decent movie. I think River Phoenix really shows his acting chops. Listen, if one of my friends has a son and I become their aunt, I might sit them through Stand By Me, but I am not interested in watching it ever again. And that's okay. I am okay with that. I'm okay with that. Anyway, it was a decent movie. Happy to have watched it. Happy to have been here tonight. You can follow me on Instagram at Lisa_A_Alves and on TikTok at Lisa Alves Creations. I think that's my handle.
That sounds right.
Yeah, it seems right. And I'm doing some book talk content right now because I've been avidly reading. So you can follow me there. I might be on the Parent Trap show next week. We'll see. I don't know. I have a jam-packed week next week. But either way, I'm looking forward to our next movie marathon coming up in September. So
we haven't announced it yet.
I won't say anything. I'm just
get spicy.
I can't wait. Anyway, see you, everyone. So happy to be back.
Thank you, Lisa. And my name is Matt, and I have 2 degrees, and this is my show. Thank you so much for joining us this week, everyone. Join us next week where we will be wrapping up the marathon with The Parent Trap, specifically the remake, but I think we all know the classic well enough to talk about both of them in tandem. So join us for that. And yeah, we've got a really exciting marathon lined up for September. Can't wait to share with you what that will be. But until then, check out my channel. I released the video for the first time in way too long recently. If you want to see me break down my thoughts on the Snow White trailer, I have a lot of them. Not all of them good. And it's kind of rare for me to be as critical about a Disney movie as I am in this trailer review. So if you want to see me get angry, watch that video. Yeah. Anyway, there we go. Join us next week. Matt, 2 degrees. Teacup out. How do you end this?